Roughnecks setting up their offense on the near sideline. Gonna be dumped off. As he finds Rasmussen for Bo in the back of the end zone. Bo Kittredge tips it and he holds onto it for the first goal in Dallas Roughnecks history. None other.
The field. I mean, that's how much these guys already know each other. They're just so used to playing with each other, so playing against each other, it's just another interesting dynamic.
A little bit more lateral movement coming from the Soul as they're finally sending it up. Oh, D
what
almost.
What a bid by Dalton Smith.
This was going to go up in the end zone, and that one's going to be snagged for the Austin Soul's first point.
Starting lineup, the super long point.
So the Roughnecks have it again. Kittredge has it after falling over a little bit. Gonna send it upfield, and a nice little effort there by Rasmussen. He's gonna send it deep, looking for Mickle in the end zone. There it is. Back of the end zone. And it's gonna send it forward. Back to Clutton.
Soul really using the break side.
Up in the end zone, the disc is gonna come down.
They wanted to get it off that line.
What a D.
Fantastic.
Jump in front of the disc and knock it down without any contact whatsoever.
Lori is a longtime teammate of Jimmy Mickle on Johnny Bravo. And so when Jimmy signed on for the team, he said, well, if I'm coming, I want Ben Laurie to come with me. And I think we can see why. He makes some great plays on both sides of this.
Cassidy Rasmussen setting up, dumps it off. Gonna find Mickle. Mickle to Freechild. Freechild had Kittredge. Oh, and then the back of the red zone. Dallas looking to bust it open. Mickle going deep downfield for Rasmussen. Goes up and makes the catch in the end zone. Up in the middle, and the D from Jimmy Mickle as he goes up and gets it. In the end zone, denies the Soul a point. And they start back on offense. You see the Roughnecks trying to slow it down. At first I thought they were going to send it deep. I was about to get a little bit more excited there. But instead they slow it down.
I think it's important for them to play their tempo of game. They can play fast if they want, but they want to be able to dictate that. That great blade out of the double team.
There's
Darrow sending
deep.
it.
That one's going to be snagged in the end zone. A huge D effort right there. Just wasn't able to get in front of it.
Looks like they have a backhand force, really forcing that sideline. So
Purcell
the
down
lefty.
to Bennett. And then, like you said, the lefty right on the edge of this near sideline. It's going to be Jimmy Mickle on the far side, sending it to Kittredge in the end zone. And there's another score for Bo Kittredge.
So the wind with the sun, as the sun has set, it seems like the wind has just pretty much died down.
And Pollock and Cunningham. Cunningham comes up with that, goes over two Roughneck defenders, comes up on his knees, and makes
him as a handler in the back to the big,
a
nice
lot of
grab by
contact,
Mitchell
and he was
Bennett.
still able to come out of it. Mitchell Bennett with a play. That was going to be sent across, and there's a score. Gain more ground and shrink this deficit. Hillis down to Pollock, and there's a D, and that one's going to be caught.
What?
An incredible play as that disc fakes deep. Instead puts it over the top to Bennett.
Very, very hard mark taking away, but
and there's the deep throw right there in the back of the end zone. Who's going to come up with it? And it's caught in the end zone by Andrew Walsh.
That Blady pull, little bit harder to catch. Yep, lets it bounce on the ground. Can't afford a turnover that close to the end zone.
There's a D on the other end.
Matt Jackson.
That one's going to be corralled. Almost went over the top of Orloff, and Orloff's going to send it deep into the end zone, and it's going to be come up. And Mitchell Bennett on the Soul. That throw's going to be knocked down.
Ryan Purcell having that great sky.
And there goes Costello in the back of the end zone. Looking for Marshall. Marshall goes up, and he comes down with the disc. That was looking for his first goal of the second half. That one's going to be sent deep by Cunningham, looking for Orloff. And that one's going to be knocked away and caught off of the rebound. Jared Wolf with another highlight play.
The defensive tip from Kevin Christian was great, but not quite enough.
And there's Purcell with the over the top.
Both of these teams are playing their first game in the league, and this It is exciting. You know, both.
Got him in the foot, really. It didn't allow for much of a chance for the Soul. There's still 3.5 minutes remaining, but at the same time, the Roughnecks with the possession as they're trying to work it around. Rasmussen with it, looking deep, looking for Bo Kittredge again. And this one's going to be a little bit of an easier goal for Kittredge as he lets it fall into his arms for another Roughnecks goal.